Okay, have I ever installed a ceiling fan exactly like this? Well, if you've been watching some of my videos, your answer might be, well, yes, Video Joe, you have. And I've only done it once, and that was in the other bedroom down here. And if you saw me install that one, this one's pretty much going to go the same, but if you watch this one, you might learn something that you didn't catch on the last one. That's why I always decide to make extra videos. You know, I used to think, well, I've already made a ceiling fan install video. Why am I doing another one? Well, it's for your benefit, and it's like, I never know what I'm going to say from install to install. It gives me a little bit more video content, gives you a little bit more of a chance to learn more things if you didn't learn it on the last video, or if you didn't get a chance to watch the last video, okay? So every ceiling fan obviously comes with directions. I am going to read those directions. You might want to do that for yourself, okay? Here's the ceiling fan blades, and the ceiling fan blades, I like it. There's two different colors, silver on one side and kind of a chocolate brown on the back side. Well, that's always a good thing. Most ceiling fans come that way nowadays. You know, you got two different colors. Okay, my glass, I want to be careful with that for the light kit. And I'm just going to take stock of what I have going on here. Lots of times I would keep this whole ceiling fan motor assembly down in the styrofoam, pull the whole thing out in the styrofoam, and then I set it there to get ready to install everything. But on this particular ceiling fan, believe it or not, the first thing that has to go on with that is the fan blades. And usually ceiling fans, I'll have to install the extension rod first, the trim housing, the knuckle, all that stuff, and then I lift that up to the ceiling on the wall, on the mounting bracket and everything. This one doesn't come that way. When you read the directions, I got to pull this housing section apart because that's just how they do this particular one. And so, but see, that's why you got to read your directions, because if your directions say to install the knuckle and install the next bit and the trim housing and stuff, I would pull the little styrofoam container out and have this in the styrofoam container and just set it there, so it, in case it's kind of at an angle or something like that, because when you install your extension rod, you want it nice and straight, and certain ones come differently. This one has threads right here. We'll get to that after a little bit. Okay. The rubber bands, I always like to cut the rubber bands if I'm not going to use them. That way, if it gets into the landfill, it's not going to go around a bird's neck or something like that. I don't know. I always do that. Even for Coke containers, you know, a 6-pack of Coke or something, the little plastic thing on the top, I pull that off, and of course that goes in the trash, and after I cut off everything with my scissors. Okay, so this one, I've got to take all this trim housing assembly off of here, okay? And like I said, I've only done one, so I'm gonna go through here. I'm gonna read the directions for it, and I believe the next step is to get this off. I'll check that out. I'm just gonna set my other stuff kind of off to the side. We'll get into that the further we go with this project, okay? Stick with me so you can learn how to do this. Well, I can cross that one off my list. That's all I got for this time. But I'll be back. with more videos.